in half a second. She goes, I go, oh, and she goes, sucks it in, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm panicking. Straight up panic is going through my body in like, we're talking fractions of a second. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Chisme Chronicles podcast.
Episode 20. 20 episodes
We
in.
weren't in sync.
We weren't in it.
That's okay.
We have to start over.
No.
Just kidding.
20 episodes in. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that. Legitimately, I'm very excited. Like,
It's been a couple months now.
Like, we're going on like a little over 2 months now. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 20. Like when we were doing 1, 2, 3, I was like, oh man, we just started. I mean,
we were pretty quiet.
Obviously, we're still super new, but 20 episodes is awesome.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time here, my name is Roman, and I'm here with Kaylee the Bandit.
Crazy Kaylee. I'm going to start. I replied to one person's comment, and I put like all of my nicknames, and I'm going to start doing that with everybody now.
When you reply,
I'm going to take over replying to the to the people.
Help me with the fans. We're getting a lot of replies. And also, just for all of you that know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, watch episode 19. So the people have spoken. Apparently, it's tidy whities. I don't know.
Roman has been saying.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know anymore.
Whitey tidy, or at least in episode 19, he said whitey tidies in reference to underwear, and we had a full fight about it, and you need to go watch it.
I honestly don't know anymore. I still feel like it's when I say it, like whitey tidies, I don't know, or tidy whiteys. I don't know anymore.
But it's like
I don't know what I used to say.
Yeah, we had this conversation too, like off air. Ooh, look at me. But where it was like, it's the same thing. Like if somebody's like, oh, do you say caramel or caramel? And it's like, I don't know anymore because you just said it.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what I say.
My brain doesn't remember what I have always said growing up. I have no idea. So if you want to know more about that, watch episode 19. And as I was saying, if this is your first time here, we do stories from Reddit and stuff from Twitter. Am I the a-hole? Today I effed up, and then different subjects from like Twitter or Ask Reddit.
Just funny kind of stuff, like little comments. Mostly, reading stories and giving commentary.
So if you guys like that kind of stuff, and this is your first time watching this video, click subscribe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to tell you. That's what you should do.
Tune in for promises of cars that you'll never receive.
Damn.
For lots of things. I don't know.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and kick it. I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and kick it off like always. And today we're doing Today I Effed Up.
Yep.
Okay. So here we go. Story number 1. Today I effed up by helping a homeless woman. This one is fresh, so it still stings. Early this morning, I woke up to discover we were out of milk. Desperately needing a coffee, I jumped in the car and scooted out to the local grocer. Now I live in a relatively well-to-do suburb, but since COVID, we have had a few less fortunates move into the area. I parked my car and headed inside. As I stumbled through the aisles toward the milk fridges, I saw a homeless woman, barefoot, disheveled hair, baggy shirt, red eyes. I grabbed a bottle of milk and stumbled my way to the counter. As I was checking out, the homeless lady got in line behind me. Times are tough, and I had this sudden desire to help this poor lady. So as I was leaving, I pulled out a 20, held it out to her, and said, "Things will get better."
Oh my God.
She blinked in surprise and just stared at me. Then suddenly she bursts out laughing. I'm left standing there, feeling rather confused, still holding the 20 out for her to take. She goes, "I'm not homeless," she says between cackles. "I'm a mother." Suddenly,
No.
at the next checkout, another woman bursts into fits of laughter. We both look over, and there's another woman, baggy shirt, messy hair. She gestures to her disheveled state and says, "Same." I point at her. There is this momentary pause before both clerks and the two ladies all burst into fits of laughter. My face has never been redder. I was so incredibly embarrassed. I don't even know what I said to them, but mumbled some apology and hurried out of there. I got into my car feeling like a total idiot and saw them both still cracking up and talking to each other as they left the store. I started up the car and began reversing just as the homeless woman got in her massive, expensive Volkswagen SUV. I don't know cars, but I know it was a fancy car. Safe to say, I think I will not be making that assumption again. And then he goes, edit for everyone wondering about the no shoes, because I also thought that, like, okay, well, I get everything else, but no shoes.
Yeah.
I'm near the beach, and it's not frowned upon to walk around without shoes here, including at the grocer. But it was the combination of no shoes mixed with everything else that confused my pre-coffee brain.
Dude, I can't. That's like the level of, it's the same level of embarrassing as asking somebody like if they're pregnant and then they're not.
Oh my gosh.
It's the same level of embarrassing.
Dude, and I know what that feels like.
Homeless. Yeah,
I know what the pregnant one feels like.
I know you do.
Oh my God, I'll go into that in a little bit. Sheesh. That was horrible, by the way. But like, I could totally, cause I was also confused about the no shoes thing.
Yeah.
You know, but like, you know, we lived in LA for a while, and we were like we were close to the beach for a couple of years, and like, yeah, you occasionally saw people with like, without shoes, if like, especially like you were at the beach, you're in your car, like, my shoes are wet in the back, like, you run in, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
which is still gross. Gross. If you're doing that, you're gross. But I get it, and it's fine. My first thought was like, I've definitely, you know.
Wait, what gross? Being in the grocery store with no shoes?
Yeah.
Gross for what reason?
Because it's disgusting. It's the floor's dirty.
The floor's dirty. Like, if you're at the beach and you're walking around the sidewalk, it's just as disgusting.
Yeah, but you
don't walk around the sidewalk.
It's context. It's
but,
context.
No, but you're saying that it's gross because it's nasty, not gross because of the context. That's why I asked you. I was like, why is it nasty?
I think it makes it nastier with the context that you're not supposed to be shoeless in this place. You know what I mean? It's like
nasty for like the people seeing you, like, oh, they don't have shoes in the grocery store.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like out of context.
Definitely a psychological thing.
Yeah.
Because like your shoes are filthy.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I could see why you'd be like, why don't they have any shoes?
Yeah.
You know, it's like the bottom of your freaking shoes are disgusting. Like,
yeah. No, true. Mm-hmm. But my first thought when she said she was shoeless is like, especially I haven't done it here anymore because like every time I get in my car I assume I'm getting off somewhere now that I've been living in Phoenix. But when I was in Yuma, like everywhere had a drive-through. Like I would usually just like I could pop over places and like it wasn't, or if I was dropping somebody off, like it wasn't a big deal. And I would go everywhere without shoes all the time, like literally barefoot, run to my car, go drop like my sister off or pick something up or whatever.
Ew.
And then just like stop. So I'm like, I've been in it because I've done that. I've been in a situation where it's like, oh damn it, I really wish I had my shoes. I should have brought them because now I just realized I have to stop at the grocery store. Yeah. But then you just don't get off. But I'm like, maybe if she was, I don't know. That was my first thought. Is like maybe she was like dropping her kid off in the morning and just didn't.
Yeah, just like oh crap, I really need to go into the store now.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, like, you know, she's doing her thing, and I get it. Like, you know, like I've been really messy at times, and my wife has also been messy at times when we're going through like this whole situation. Like, you know, whether I'm doing something, so she's working from home and watching them, and then has to go do something. Like sometimes you just don't have time. Yeah. Sometimes you just have a horrible night of sleep. Yeah. You know, and it's just like, oh, this is gonna be a rough day. I already know it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I could imagine like the mom, all her hair's all messed up, you know, like a baggy shirt, you know, like barefoot.
No bra. Yeah.
Yeah, like no bra, just freaking getting it done, you know.
One of her eyes is red only.
Yeah. So back to the thing of like being super embarrassed of asking someone if they're pregnant. I went through this super embarrassing, and I haven't seen them ever since. Mm-hmm. Also, like so I had a friend in high school, and his girlfriend went to a different high school, but I knew her from.
His girlfriend lives in Canada.
Why?
That's like a joke. It's like, oh, I have a girlfriend, but she lives in Canada.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I swear, guys.
Yeah.
She couldn't make it, you know, like it's just,
we can't text. She lives in Canada.
Yeah, what,
international
like, have you FaceTimed her? Like, she doesn't have 3 minutes.
She looks like Taylor Swift, I promise.
Yeah. So, dude, but like, so that goes into like this whole other catfish like thing. Yeah. Like, that's wild. Yeah. Like, anyway, okay. I don't want to. Let me finish my story. So, I knew her from like this this like group, or I can't even what it's called.
He's just for context to set you up a little bit. He's talking about this one time that he asked an embarrassing question, and so this.
No, I didn't even ask. It was worse.
You told somebody.
Basically, so about being embarrassed, right? When you mistake someone for being pregnant, or you ask them about being pregnant. So, we were at this house party. My friend had this like big house, and she was throwing a party there. And there was like a band. It was like a live band. It was like this whole thing. A bunch of like friends from this is after high school, but we were probably like 21. So it's like, hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in 2 years or 3 years. So you still kind of like kept some kind of contact with like your friends from high school. And then so we're there at this party, and like we're hanging out, and I'm with my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, and we're like all talking like in a circle, and like I knew that, I don't know exactly why, like I knew that they didn't have a kid yet or something, or like that she wasn't pregnant or whatever. And then we're like kind of talking in a circle and stuff, and then so wherever she was, his girlfriend walks up to us and joins the circle, right? She kind of fills in that spot that was like the gap was open. She joins the circle perfectly, and I'm like, we're like talking for a second, whatever. And then I look down. Guys.
Go ahead.
I look down and I go...
Go ahead.
I can't even relive it, dude.
No shame. Go ahead.
But you cannot guilt. I don't even know. I guess you can. Her stomach was big, guys. It was like several months pregnant. I go down and I go, "Aww."
I didn't know that part.
That's
of the
what
story.
I did. I didn't ask her anything. I went, "Aww." And I don't remember if I reached it. I don't remember if I actually physically made contact with her belly. But she goes, so she looks down and she realizes what I'm doing, and she goes like, like kind of like, no, you didn't. Like, how dare you? And sucks it in. It disappears. It disappears in half a second. She goes, I go, oh, and she goes, sucks it in, and I'm like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm panicking. Straight up panic is going through my body in like, we're talking fractions of a second. And like, obviously I know that I was like, oh God, I messed up. This is all happening in seconds. And I look up, and I'm kind of like, and I look up and I make eye contact with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend, not being really serious, but he kind of makes this kind of like gesture of like, oh hell no. He's like, he kind of makes like this angry, I'm gonna punch you in the face, like not super, let's
trying
fight.
To like diffuse anything.
I don't know.
Just like maybe kind of like, but how dare you?
And at that point, and I turn around and so my wife, girlfriend at the time, she's like, she saw the whole thing go down. Right. And I'm just like, oh my God. I just thought she was pregnant. And she's like, I know. I saw it. Like, she's backing, like, cause she saw the whole thing go down. And I'm like, did you see that? She's like, yes. I'm like, oh my God. How bad was it? How bad was it? I was like, dude, I tried to touch it. And she's like, I know, just let's talk, like, la. And then we're like, we basically turned around. We just gave them our backs and ignored them. I don't think I talked to them the rest of the night.
You're all in a big circle, and now
I had to bail.
I would have left immediately.
I bailed and started listening to the band.
Dude.
It was one of the most embarrassing moments I've ever experienced in my entire life.
I'm so glad that I didn't remember that story properly, because I just thought you asked.
No, I went in for the kill.
My God.
I went in for the... Dude, I was like, she's 7.5 months pregnant right now. She's literally, I will give you 6.5.
Dude.
6.5 months deep.
She was in her post-high school body, okay? She was in her early college body.
Dude.
Damn,
dude, I said, oh, and I went in.
Oh.
She goes,
morphs. Transforms.
Disappears.
Transformer.
Dude, I don't even know what I'm like. I don't know if I feel worse about that or if I feel worse about just like, I just gave them my back.
I mean, No,
It was
I would have
bad.
just left. I would have just been like,
It
I
was
wouldn't even.
bad.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I mean,
I have nothing
so
to
I know
say.
how that
I
guy
have no
feels.
words.
Like I can imagine how that guy feels. Like, look, it was an honest mistake. Like it was an honest mistake on his part. Like no harm, no foul. Obviously, it's just,
Yeah.
you're basically just talking about something. I effed up. I effed up by doing this, and he did too. And hey, it is what it is.
That was
Move on.
You would get so much karma if you submitted that story on Reddit. You would get so many points.
Dude. Okay, maybe I will. Maybe I
You
will.
have to now.
Maybe
I
I
would
will.
just read it again. Like 2 weeks. I'm just kidding.
You're like, I have a news story, but this guy's an idiot.
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
He is the asshole. It's not even that.
And I'm like,
subreddit.
cool, let's go. And you're like, all right, today I effed up by touching my friend's non-pregnant girlfriend's belly, And I'm like,
Dude.
oh,
That was a better story. I can't even follow that up properly, but
dude,
I gotta try.
it was bad.
I gotta try. Okay. Today, oops.
You
Today.
Australian?
Today.
Good eye, mate. Today.
Today I effed up.
Yeah. It's like today.
No, I just had a stroke. Okay. Starting over.
Hit it.
Today I effed up by pretending to know the girl who thought she knew me. I, 29 male, was waiting for my order at the local coffee shop. The local coffee shop. They have one. Also...
In Nebraska.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
It's in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Also in the store waiting for orders was a girl who looked around my age and a guy who seemed to be a bit older, maybe 35 to 45. I noticed this guy was talking the girl's ear off and she didn't seem very interested in the conversation. The next thing I noticed was she was approaching me saying, "Brian?" ? My name isn't Brian. But before I could correct her, I remembered reading something online that says, if a girl ever pretends to know you, play along, she might be in trouble. So I played along and I started having a friendly chat with her as if I knew her. Well, not long into the conversation, she looks at me and goes, "Wait, you're not Brian."
Oh, God.
To which I respond, "I know, I thought we were doing a thing." Then, a bit louder and annoyed, she says, "Why would you pretend to be someone I know?"
Oh,
Now
my
the guy
gosh.
she was with comes over and asks if everything is all right.
Oh, my God.
Knowing,
The tables have turned. Like,
I know, now he's the
okay,
creepy one.
Okay.
Knowing I effed up, I just told him honestly what I was doing. Best thing he could have done.
Yeah.
Turns out he was her boyfriend and he was talking to her about fantasy baseball. That's why she was so disinterested. She found it funny and thanked me even though I read the situation wrong. He was kind of offended but understood. I have never been more embarrassed.
Wow. What, like, the
But-
boyfriend comes over. Is everything all right, babe?
Yeah, no,
it's like,
he's the creepy one,
Yeah.
dude.
is this
But
guy
he did-
bothering you, babe?
He did the right thing.
He did.
the right
I mean,
thing. He
yeah,
tried.
yeah. I mean, I would have done that too if I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that. If I, kind of picked up on something that seemed kind of,
Yeah,
awkward with
Michael.
that conversation.
I'm Michael. Yeah.
Yeah. That's me. Yeah. And
Dude. But also, like, how long do you keep the conversation? I mean, until the guy leaves, maybe. Maybe he was, like, waiting for the guy to leave or something.
or also maybe if it was a real thing, maybe she would be like, "Thank you," or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
"Thank you for doing that."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
give you some kind of sign, like, "Okay, cool."
Okay, we're chill now. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, "Yeah, what's going on, Courtney?" The
Yeah.
other guy, and she's like, "Yeah, just haven't seen you in a while." Wait. You're not Brian.
Yeah.
Like,
It's also, I mean,
she's like calling her boyfriend, like, this guy's pretending to be Brian.
yeah.
It's
all freaked out and
yeah,
annoyed.
kick his ass.
Like, what would be?
The guy's like, whoa, I'm just trying to help. What the
I
hell?
was doing my best.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he just like fessed up immediately.
People
though.
start turning on him. The bartender's like, what's
Everybody
going
kicks
on?
him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy's pretending to be somebody that he's not.
He can never get coffee again. That was the only coffee shop.
Oh yeah, it was a coffee shop. Yeah, the coffee shop.
This is the local coffee
People
shop.
start yelling at him. You need to leave.
Yeah. Like that.
Oh shit! I'm just trying to do a good
Sorry,
deed.
Just run out.
Yeah.
No shoes.
Just like, oh man, just trying to help out.
Damn.
Dude, that's funny. That's pretty funny. I thought the part that was really funny. The guy's coming. He's like, "Is everything all right, babe?"
Yeah. Also reminds me of like, I mean, I feel like everybody's been in this situation, but like, when you actually might know somebody, but like you don't really remember them. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Oh hey," and then you're like, "Oh, like, hey, you know, like whatever, and you're trying to like remember their name and where you know them from or whatever, and they're all like, hey, like, how's your sister doing, or like, how's your wife or something.
And if they like really know details or something,
yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, last time we talked, she was like gonna do this or that or whatever, and you're like, yeah. How's you know, like your dog, you know,
yeah.
trying anything.
Yeah.
What does your last name start with again?
Yeah.
What high school did you graduate from?
Yeah.
Just
introduce yourself to them.
yeah. Especially if you're with somebody and you're like, hey, this is
dude,
that guy.
I haven't. That hasn't happened to me. I don't think that's happened to me. But I remember this one time. We were at a mall, and it was an outdoor mall, and my wife was inside. She was shopping, and I was outside with the dog. We were just hanging out, and these like two girls and a guy come up to me. They're like, hey, can we pet your dog? And I was like, yeah, he's friendly, you can pet him. And they're like, oh, what's his name? And oh, he's so cool. And I'm looking at the guy, and I was like, I know you, right? And he's like, no. And I'm like, no, yeah, you do. I know your name. Isn't your name Daniel? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, like, I know you. I was like, you're Daniel, right? I was like, we went to college together. We had a class together. And he's like, no. And then I was like, I know who you are, bro. Like, I know, like, who are you hiding, bro? Are you in danger?
Yeah.
Blink twice if these girls are trying to get you, you know? Like, and I was like so convinced that I knew who this guy was. And because I knew a guy, and I'm like, you speak French, right? Because I went, and I started speaking to him in French. Like I started hitting him with the French, right? Like a little bit, like the little bit that I knew. Because I took a French class with a guy named Daniel. This guy was, he was from some island off of like the coast of Africa, but it's like I don't know, they speak French there for whatever reason.
Because it was colonized.
Yeah. So. Okay, I don't want to go down that route, Kaylee. Yeah. What do you think we speak English? Hello. Easy. Sorry. Colonization. Okay, move on. Next. Yeah. So couldn't it have been a shipwreck? Sheesh. Maybe it was like a shipwreck. Maybe it was like a
shipwreck, and then everybody just decided to speak the language of these two people.
What about Tarzan?
With the monkeys?
Yeah.
He spoke.
Okay, his parents died.
Minority.
Damn.
Yeah,
but it could have happened if his parents didn't die. Like they would have spoken like Danish or whatever. You know,
the monkeys would have spoken Danish.
No, the population, Kaylee.
Anyway.
Yeah, the monkey population. Yeah, where are we going with this? No, anyway. So yeah, okay. So okay, hello. Sorry, freaking.
Okay, so this guy Daniel,
Kaylee the historian. Yeah, so this guy Daniel grows up in this island. This colonized island. He's French. So I'm like, Daniel, it's you. I know it's you, you bastard. Stop lying to me. And he's like, no. And then the girls are like, no. And so his name is not Daniel. This guy's name is Danelle.
Oh.
He was in the men's Olympic team. And he was doing pommel horse, and he also did. I think he did in the women's they do the uneven bars, but in the men's they compete in. I don't know what it's called. High bar. I don't even know what pommel horse is. The horse where it's like a bar. It's kind of like the
one where you like launch over something.
No.
Oh.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you.
Listen, Linda.
I know you know a lot of things about history and colonization, but you don't know a lot about gymnastics.
Pommel horse.
Let me hit you with the facts. Now, pommel. Okay, you know the beam. The balance beam is for women, and men have the pommel horse, which is like a fat version of that, and it has two handles, and they do all these like spinning.
Okay.
Yeah. They kind of like do like these like moves, and then like they do. They do these skills. So he competed in that. That's why I recognized him, because I remember I think he went to 2 Olympics.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that his name was Danelle.
Yeah.
And he's Cuban. He's Cuban American.
Gotcha.
He's born here, but I think his parents are from Cuba or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cuban American dude, and I'm like, yeah, man, it's you. I know you, bro. Like, come on,
Yeah.
It's me. We, and then anyway, dumb story.
It wasn't
just like all this build up for nothing, and I'm like, yeah, and it wasn't the guy.
This is also kind of a non-story, but that happened to me one time with this guy that I went on a date with. He was like a guy that like whatever. I won't give the whole backstory, but it was this dude that I went on a date with, and he was like, he was going to school in New Mexico, like in college or whatever, right? And I knew that I knew him. Like I was like, hey, like we went to elementary school and middle school together, not high school though. Actually, I'm a liar. I think we only went to elementary school, but I just remembered him. Like I just remembered his name and like what he looked like and whatever, right? And I even like at the time I was like, hey, like I had a friend at the time that I was like, hey, I'm going on a date with this guy. Like, do you remember him? And she was like, oh yeah, like whatever. I got there, he did not remember me. And I mentioned stupidly that I remembered him from elementary school.
Yeah.
And I was like, he probably thought I was a creep for the rest of the night. Just like so freaked out because I was like, no, I know you. And he was like, no, I don't think we know each other. Just insisting. And I was like, yes, I do. This is your name. This is your last name. And this is the 5th grade class you were in.
You came off as a freak.
And I was
straight
like,
up stalker.
I was like, no, I went to school with you. And he was like, okay, like, why do you remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I just like I feel sometimes I'll see people that I know that I haven't seen in years, and I usually don't approach them because I think they won't remember me.
Same.
But I remember them.
Same. And
I remember everything about them.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
I was so bold in that moment, and I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I remember you. Your name is
I literally know
Jamie
you.
Corona. We went to 3rd grade. Kiss me. It's me, Jamie. Ooh.
I told this man who thought I was a brand new person his last name. I told him his own last name.
Today I effed up by giving my date all the details about him.
I gave him his address.
Yo, your social ends with 5342.
I was like, I know what high school you went to. Like, what are you talking about?
You hit him with the high school too?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I was just trying to convince this man that I knew him. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like the more you were trying to be like,
it was so
I do know you. It just got worse.
It was so creepy. Ended up being a really good date, but I had to recover hard from that. Hardcore. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways.
I love it. Story number 3. I almost said number 4.
Kind of, because you gave a personal.
The what?
Because you gave a personal story.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Today I effed up by passing gas outside my husband's office. But both my husband and I work from home. I had just finished a marathon session of meetings and went to get a glass of water. While walking down the hallway, I let a big fart I had been holding for hours. One of those loud, this sounds like a movie sound effect, poots. When I walked past my husband's door, he shot me daggers. So I didn't know what that meant. I had to look it up.
It's like evil eyes.
Dude, you're good. He came downstairs later, genuinely upset. I was in a meeting when you farted.
Oh my gosh.
I said, oh, okay. I didn't mean to distract you. He replied,
they thought he farted.
He replied, no, you don't get it. I wasn't muted. Your fart was so loud my avatar glowed because my mic picked it up. Everyone in the meeting went silent, thinking I had just let a giant fart on camera. So yeah, I feel really bad, not only because I accidentally framed my husband with a fart, but also because I could not stop laughing long enough to apologize. I eventually did when I could catch my breath. And it's just like, I farted so loudly, my husband's mic picked it up during a client meeting.
That reminds me of like it's so crazy because like I hope that like not a lot of people reflect on lockdown nicely, you know what I mean? But there are things that can never be replicated that like nobody will ever understand. And all of the like Zoom meeting F-ups like that are so funny, and they're like so locked in the time period, you know?
Yeah. Like
just like somebody like, have you seen like there was like Zoom recordings or whatever where it would be like a little kid like in class, and then like their mom would walk in the background naked.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And it's just like,
yes.
What?
Oh my, I saw that
like,
one.
The kid's like not even bothered, and it's like you're trying to tell a 5-year-old how to turn your camera off.
Yeah.
It's like, turn your camera off, and the kid's like, what?
Oh my god, there's like big lady that was in the background naked.
Fully naked.
Everything was out.
Yeah.
And I think she realized it, right? And then she's like, but
yeah, and she tried to like hide.
Butt ass naked. Big old booty. Dude. Oh my gosh.
That wasn't it?
No.
Sorry.
No, that was it. But like, I wanted to. There was like a comment that someone's like, honey, hey, here, come say hi to the team.
Dude.
And then some guy's like, blame it on the dog, even if you don't have a dog.
Dude. That's so embarrassing. And then it's like you can't even hide it because it's literally just like a glow around you.
Dude,
or sometimes
straight up.
people. There was also the option
No.
where it's like if somebody's talking, they just come on screen.
Yeah, if the wait, you
There's
mean
two options.
if your camera is on and if you speak, it'll change to you. So it would have changed to like his face, like, you know,
Yeah.
like.
But that's what I'm saying. There was like two options. There's the one where it just changes to you, or there's the one where you see everybody at all times, but whoever's speaking gets like a box. Yeah. And there's
So,
like a glowing box.
straight up, it's like ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's someone said 1985. Whoever smelt it dealt it. 2023. Whoever zoomed it kaboomed it. So
good.
dumb.
That's good. That is such an
man.
era. I love that. That's like the good things that came out of the
Yeah.
lockdown.
Someone replied to the section where she goes, I let a big fart I had been holding for hours. Someone said, can we talk about what type of Kegel exercises you do to be able to hold in a fart for hours? And why during meetings you couldn't mute and release it into the wild? Like, oh my gosh.
If you can't hold your farts, I feel like you have a problem.
If you can't hold your farts in?
Yeah. I feel like
I
you
mean,
probably have an issue.
Yeah, but also like in
Feel
that
like a
scenario,
loose.
why would you have to? She said something like, "Oh well, sometimes I have like meetings in person, and I didn't want to like develop this habit of like, and then busting ass."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, what if like they notice that like you're all like lifting,
Yeah.
like lifting a cheek, just blow it into the seat, just move on, like no one's gonna know anything."
Well, no, I mean, but sometimes like you're not afraid of like farting in a chair and it like reverberating.
But like she could have muted herself.
Oh, but she said in person.
No,
She
no,
said
no,
Sometimes
no,
I have
no.
meetings in person.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
But at that day,
Yeah.
why didn't she just mute herself and just release it into the wild?
I don't know. It doesn't feel business appropriate to fart during a meeting.
The funny thing is like the more he tries to defend himself, it's just gonna
The
be the same
guiltier
thing.
he's
It's just
gonna
gonna
get.
look guiltier
Yeah.
and guiltier.
Damn. Okay.
And somebody's like, "Oh, I immediately would have typed into the chat. That was my wife." Just
just
throw her under the bus.
immediately. Also, it's like that's kind of the same concept of blame the dog even if you don't have a dog. If
Yeah.
you fart, blame your wife even if you're not married.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, that was my wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, can we see? Yeah, you live alone. Anyways, okay. Also, kind of work related. No, it is work related. Okay. Today, I effed up by misinterpreting the CEO's arm gesture in a job interview and then locking arms with him as if we were best friends forever. Okay, and then it says like obligatory. This happened yesterday. Whatever. The memory still makes me cringe and cry. I had a job interview with the CEO in person despite COVID. This was a few years ago. I was super nervous as per usual, maybe even more than usual because I really wanted this job. I tried to calm myself down. By the time the interview showed up, I could literally feel my heartbeat in my throat. He was around 50-ish, and he was a man. Walked down the stairs towards me in his nice suit, but stopped halfway down. I figured the interview would take place upstairs, so I got up to meet him. And as I was walking up the stairs towards him, he put his arm up and elbow out. My brain just sort of went error. I suppose it could have meant one of two things. It probably meant A, please take my arm, m'lady, so I can escort you to the room as if we're strolling down the promenade together. Or B, please give me an elbow bump since we can't handshake, which is not really an uncommon gesture in the Netherlands. And I did see that a lot. That it was like during like COVID when people were doing like elbow bumps. It was like, oh, people do that like in the other like countries all the time.
Yeah,
like a
here in the
greeting.
States, like a lot of people were like elbow bumping.
Yeah. So he meant
But this is in the States, or this is
in the Netherlands.
in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what she's saying. It's not even uncommon in
Okay,
the
gotcha.
Netherlands, but she just went error.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I do? Yes, I went with option A and eagerly locked arms with this strange man that I'd never met before in my life, as if to say, yes, good sir, let's go for that stroll.
Wow.
And then I just stood there, arm in arm, halfway up the stairs, sheepishly staring at each other. I wanted the earth to swallow me whole. I just didn't know what to do next, and I don't think he fully understood what had happened, so neither of us moved. When he finally gathered his senses, he said, "I meant to give you an elbow bump." After which, I quickly put as much distance between us as I could and mumbled, right, yes, that makes much more sense," because it did. And then I had the interview. And then this is just wholesome, she gave an update that she got the job.
Ballin'. Ball so hard. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Just
that's so embarrassing.
With the person that's going to be the CEO of your company, and that also means that you're probably interviewing for like a pretty high up position if you're interviewing with this, unless it's like a tiny
small company. Small company, yeah.
But it's just like well, also they're like in a building with stairs. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
but locking arms with the man.
Yeah, just skippity do that, just like skipping up the stairs, like.
What are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah, like she's just like, oh yeah, he's gonna help me up the stairs. Just locking
with my elbow,
and then they don't move. They're just like staring at each other, right? Oh, dude, that's embarrassing.
How awful. I love that.
Yeah,
it's
like,
it's like another level of like the trying to like when somebody goes for like a handshake or like a hug or like a high five or something and you don't know and you do like this awkward dance. I hate that. That's why I don't go outside.
Dude, during COVID, like people didn't know what to do. You didn't know if you were gonna.
People were foot tapping, elbow bumping, yeah. Forehead tap.
Air, yeah.
Topes left and right.
Topes, yeah. Kissing. No, like
just like switching eye blinks.
Yeah, straight up, dude. Like air high fives. Yeah, the foot thing, the elbow thing, the fist bump.
I always fist bumped everybody. I still fist bump. I bet like I'm a fist bump girl. I did that before COVID. I did that after COVID.
Yeah, I'm just a regular handshake guy.
I'm a fist bump girl.
Yeah, because you're like
depending on the context.
You're like Generation X or something.
Gen Z. Gen X is like old people.
Oh, my bad. Gen Z, yeah, Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Yeah,
baby.
that's why you guys don't know a lot of stuff. Dumb. Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird time, but I guess I don't know. Yeah, I just her brain fried. Brain fried.
But it's additionally awful because like because again I was seeing that a lot during COVID of just people being like, oh yeah, that's like a normal thing here, like everybody elbow bumps, like especially like like China has like a reputation for being like a little bit like more not germaphobe, but like for lack of a better word, like conscious of germs or whatever. And it's like that's a thing. Not I don't remember if that one was a thing there, but there's like different like ways to greet people as opposed to handshakes, and it's like there was a lot of people that were saying that. Yeah, and she just didn't get the memo.
Hey, she got the job. So at the end of the day, it's all good.
She got that bag. She got the bread.
She got the bag. She got the bread. She got the cash. She flush with the Benjis. All about the Benjamins, baby.
I don't know that song.
All about the Benjamins.
I can't join you.
Wow.
I don't know that song.
See, Gen Z, dude. Gen Z.
Sorry, babe.
Oh, man. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode and these stories. And thanks for joining us on another one. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to support us. We haven't given a subscriber count update, but we will. We're at 178 subscribers, people. I'm proud of every one of those subscribers. I'm proud of every single one of those subscribers.
Only the first 16 are getting a car.
Yep. Sorry, guys. You got here too late.
Yeah.
So, until the next episode. Peace.